Hello, hello. Now we're reading the latest chapter of Dr. Stone, 186. We have a shirtless Stanley, looking pretty good, TBH. He's got this Xeno thing on his dog tags, a little Xeno keychain. Sure. And the chapter's title is To Each Their Own Blade. And we see Ginro here swinging a stick like that's gonna do something. Very, very confused as to what this could be referring to. But yes, Suika, while administering a medical treatment to one of the enemy soldiers, has been surrounded, captured, completely hopeless. Food, easy. Belief freezes when water turns to ice. How does Matsukaze know better than Ginro? How has Matsukaze picked up more English in his brief time being unpetrified than... I don't know. I guess that neither of them should really have any reason to know any English. But geez, this is bad. I'm surprised they didn't just kind of turn Suika into a fine red mist already. They do not seem like the type of people to hesitate to pull the trigger. But I also have a very, very hard time imagining that Suika is going to die here. So something is going to happen. She zooms off. Okay. Grace it is fair to make Suika's, Ginro, and Matsukaze lack 21st century knowledge. Having an inkling that freeze is a warning to not move. Okay. Francois throws a little knife. I don't know what this is meant to achieve. But damn, Suika is fast. Okay. The only makeshift weapon on hand is a small paring knife. I don't possess any combat skills. Looking pretty badass, though. Look at that pose. I really love the shot of Suika bouncing around, too. Just the speed that's conveyed is, like, really, really awesome here. This can only be gunned down, in which case... The matter is in your hands, Master Matsukaze, Master Ginro. Oh, I see. She throws the knife so that they may free themselves from their ropes and contribute something. The first to react to the knife dancing through the air was Matsukaze. This is no mere stroke of luck. In his war against the petrification devices, Matsukaze had risked his life training instinctively to react to projectiles. Okay. He jumps up, kicks a guy in the head. I'm so excited to get to see Matsukaze in action. Like, I really, really like how, you know, in a shonen series you have to have quite a few. Like, any sort of shonen that has battling at all. Dr. Stone doesn't have a lot of battling, but there's enough that they have to have, like, a few characters whose main strength is their strength, right? Like, whose main contribution to the story is battling. But like I said when we were talking about the last chapter, I think something great about the series is that everyone is quite unique and that they all have one area of like cheat code level expertise that isn't totally eclipsed by anyone else's. So like, how do you reconcile these two things? How do you already have Tsukasa as like the greatest battler of all time and Stanley is like the greatest soldier of all time, and then you have Matsukaze who's like the greatest samurai of all time? And they make it unique enough. They make it unique enough that it's like really hype to see Matsukaze fight, to see Hyoga fight, and see like the different techniques and imagine the different scenarios in which they would be actually the strongestest. Okay. So he can't free himself, but he frees Ginro, which leads, I suppose, to the title page that Ginro is freed. Do I have to die for this, Matsukaze? You should have left me tied up. Whoa. This is some wild paneling. Holy moly. And just the variety of these sudden glimpses of the current situation. His mind racing back through time. This distance of means giving Suika a second to get away. Maybe I can do it. She left me tied up. My lord was strong of heart to the very end. That's just our resident sleaze bag. Cheat code, little sleaze bagginess. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Damn, I can't get over how well this is paneled. This is just wild. It feels like three very fast film strips of contemplation and introspection and memory rushing through Ginro's mind simultaneously. And then he reaches for the stick. What is he going to be able to do? I think shit all. Oh, snap. Don't forget, he was kind of, at one point, sort of a fighter with his brother. No way. Nuh-uh. I can't let Suika die. I don't forget, they don't have an ability card. I almost forgot it. I almost forgot I'm actually kind of strong. Yo, that's kind of cool. I like that. That after like 5 arcs, he like fights again, and you're like, oh yeah, he's actually kind of strong. And then yeah, everything explodes. His weapon is turned into slivers by the indomitable Stanley. Strong as skilled as Mr. Stanley is, he paused for a beat. Instead of shooting Master Ginro instantly, but why? Could have shot him before that little scuffle. Not that he couldn't shoot. Until the prisoner of war engaged in combat, he chose not to shoot. Okay. They're only bound but not harmed in any way. They're prisoners of war, being treated with those rules more or less. People in cold-blooded murderers, they're soldiers. Ooh. And this is what this is like kind of cutting the other way against what Zeno said in the last chapter, where he was like, ethics and morals don't factor into it. They're soldiers, which is true. They're not acting ethically, they're not acting morally, but they are acting in accordance to like the Geneva Convention and other rules of war. And the whole idea of rules of war is that they're supposed to transcend moral and ethical considerations so that you end up doing, big quotes here, the right thing. Of course, I have a lot of beef. You know, I'm a super lefty. I have a lot of beef with wartime convention and stuff, and the idea of a just war and the idea of righteous warfare and all of that. But whatever. It's a very interesting concept as given here, and it's true that I'm sure there's a lot of soldiers who take that seriously. Nowhere near as many as there should be. Let's just drop the subject of the real world. But yeah. We're civilians. Master Suika here, a civilian doctor. She fulfilled her obligation as a doctor by treating a passerby suffering from a spider bite. Yes, that's right. None of that was a lie exactly. That's right. She is going to be a doctor. She's going to revive a bunch of people from petrification. You're unaffiliated with the combat unit. We have no intention of attacking and will do as you say. Knowing that, will you still execute us? Wow. This is so cool. And this is such a neat way to differentiate this combat, this entire arc's battles and stuff from those of other arcs, you know? That they have these rules of engagement that they can put some faith into. Nope, won't shoot you if what you're saying's true. And they just kidnap him. No. Cool shot of Stanley, by the way. What an amazing character design. Jeez. Just ice cold. Whew. One called Francois had a transmission. Trouble is, you may verify the Morse code content for yourself. We split into 2 teams. It's a message I sent to the US base just as a precaution. Okay. They had a run-in with Stanley's gang. Francois did give us the enemy's position. Okay, so they're one step ahead. They know where Stanley's at. They know when Stanley's going to be there. But, I mean, their plan remains the same, right? They're still just going to do mass petrification. Oh, I suppose they can't, because there's no one left to revive them if they do, right? If they march into the base with their hostages. So what is it going to be? We will find out soon enough. Now we know the enemy's exact location. Okay, we'll find out pretty soon. In 5 days, we can read the next chapter. Looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Bye bye.